Hello everyone, Sunset2, welcome to another Fabric mod overview, this time on Advanced Chat, a mod that simply adds in a lot of different things such as the ability to see up to 5,000 lines of chat, adding filters, changing up configs to make things more suitable, and more. So yeah, just take a look. The screenshots will probably present things a lot better than I might even know, so if there's a feature I don't cover, probably check the screenshots or some of the description if I miss anything. So yeah, what you can do obviously is once you press the key that you've got for chat or commands or something, it obviously will come up with the usual of your chat there, but it will also come up with a chat log button that you can select. So once you select that, you can see a log of your chat, so it could be just any typical, it could be a command you've not input correctly, it could be, say, a message between two players, for example, that you happen to receive. It could be cheating anything in, changing a command for weather or something successfully, something like that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you probably could still put in something here. So for example, testing the box here in the chat log menu, and you can see you can still output anything you needed to. So for example, go to survival here, and you see it'll still do that while you're still accessing the chat log. So yeah, there is a box here that I assume is possibly for searching. Yep, so you can search for prior logs. We'll just see if I can also specify. Nope, so I can't probably specify a player's name, perhaps? Yes, I can. Just had to capitalize it correctly, which I probably could ignore case if I want to, and we'll see if it still does. Yep, so it still counts, say my name, or any other players if you happen to come across a need to find out the last thing a certain player said. Say they whispered something to you, or there was just something in general that an admin said or something, for example, or a friend said, then there's that. There is regex, which I'm not exactly sure what that does, unfortunately. It's definitely a certain setting, I assume, for maybe something to do with certain things like maybe commands or symbols or something. Certain other particular aspects of text, like certain letters, I don't know. Some type of filtering, I'm unaware. So yeah, there is also a button in the top right that you can use that says obviously all, allow, replace, which I don't have any of, block, and notify, along with unread and banner. So yeah, so you can obviously display all chat that you want, allow only certain, so I'm assuming that's for like typical something, along with any that's probably related to me, for commands or something, or the first three seem to be acknowledged there, so I'm not too sure otherwise then. Replace, I don't have any. Block, I'm assuming that'll be for any that's after a certain point that it doesn't need to show me, or that it thinks is garbage text or something, I guess, I don't know, or irrelevant, maybe, something like that. Notify, doesn't have any notifications. Unread, which I've already read them all, so that isn't one I've missed. And then banner seems to be just the same as block, so maybe block isn't exactly anything I don't need to read, it's possibly more so in that certain other relevance like banner for presenting what text you would need to know. So yeah. There is also filters as well that you can set. So there is a default, and obviously I've just created a new one. If we go to default, you can see that it has none here, which if we go to only changed, I'm assuming it'll be that it only changes stuff here, or any of the following below, sorry, is only changed, possibly, for when messing with a filter, something like that. Full line, Oh, okay, no. Only change would probably be for when you change the text, possibly for editing, I guess. And there's full line, which is obviously for a full line of text, I assume. There is a sound option as well as a banner option as well, which again I only know bits and pieces of what I can make out. I don't actually know the full meaning. To search, I'm assuming, is for filtering obviously what text it will search for. I don't know other parameters you can put in here. I'll have to check the config to see if there's more detail on that. And there's replaced, which I'm assuming you can have certain text replaced with others instead, maybe for something like swearing or something else, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is mostly like certain things that aren't needed to be said for other people to read, or profanity or something like that on, say, a server, for example, where it's like specific things can be or can't be said accordingly. So yeah, you can ignore case, of course, for capitalization or not, whether the filter is active, I assume, or not, showing unfiltered text in the log, and there's the rejects as well again. And I've just got a custom one, just sort of applying the others, doesn't really do much else. And then adding a new one is just simply doing that. It will add another default, I assume, underneath. And yeah, so you can add your own, no problem. And then finally we have the configuration, which you can reach from either the chat log, and then here you can also reach it from mod menu, along with obviously in JSON file form. So yeah, if you want to access the config, say before you've already loaded the game, just go to .minecraft config and then AdvancedChat, and you'll find the filter config option there. So there's that, but we'll be using specifically mod menu first, just in case. So you've got the stored lines, which would be the stored amount of lines of chat that it can do up to. So this is the default being 1,000, but the maximum, I'm assuming, is 5,000. You've got the visible lines, so it'll show up to 100 in the actual log. So if we go here, it'll probably show up to 100, and then it'll probably have like a scroll bar or something appear on the side. So we'll just type in anything random here. So we'll just say talk about the chat log to see if it will scroll. Add a scroll bar after we get a certain point. There we go. So we can scroll. There's no scroll bar, of course, but you can view up to, I'm assuming, 100 pretty easily. We're obviously only seeing 27 of the specific amount that's visible, I assume, with this GUI size, but yeah, it's at 34 here. It also seems like we've paused the game, at least. Obviously in multiplayer that won't happen, but in single player it does pause the game, I assume. Mobs, maybe. Nope, it just seems that they're just stuck there. Yeah, they're just stuck there, okay. Wasn't sure, so we'll need to avoid that. Otherwise, we have the log bottom to top, so you can have it where it'll log from the bottom to the top of the chat that's already been output, or commands, or whichever else. You probably have it reversed if you want to, so it logs from the other. So, let's see. Yep, so the most recent is at, the oldest is at the top, and the most recent is at the bottom, and then it can have it reversed. You've got stacking of messages, which I'm not exactly sure how to do, but you can do it like this, obviously, where you can see that there is the following there. So we've got the log screen, a bunch of other bits and pieces, I guess is something to do with the whispering, possibly? Or chat stacking itself is positioned multiple times, which we don't have currently, so we'll just enable that and see. Chat stacking. Can I do something like that and we'll stack it 4 times? Let's see. That's not going to change anything. Let's see. Chat stacking, something like that. We'll check. Nope. Okay. Not exactly sure how to specify that, unfortunately. Doesn't say there, so we can do filters, and there's the other configurations besides the filters there, so nothing detailing that, and there's no other description as far as I can tell of how to go about it, so I don't know. There's clear chat and disconnect, so that's obviously if you disconnect from a server, it'll clear your chat, which obviously typically happens, so if you don't want it to be that your chat is removed upon disconnecting from a server, it'll probably only be that you have your chat cleared once you completely exit the game, I assume. I don't think there is a chat log at all elsewhere. Unless it's part of like some other details, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I don't think there is. Like save information? Probably. Not too sure. Maybe. Something like that. Otherwise, you've got the time to be shown as well. So, when it was actually said, you can see there. So you can see that. And then you've got the time format of hours and then minutes. You can have that, I assume, backwards if you wanted, or possibly even showing seconds, which we'll check. And then you've got the time full format as well. So just add it as an option, so we can see hour, minutes, and then seconds, as you can see there. But if we were to change, say, this format accordingly, so we'll just go and 8 or something, for example. Let's see what that changes. Okay, so that's just changing the color as well, it seems. So we can change that. And then obviously that's how it's presenting it accordingly, which I'm not going to tweak too much, since I don't really know how to go about doing that. So you can change that to orange or grey or something like that. So my guess is it follows along the dyes, maybe? So from red onwards, possibly, I don't know. But yeah, as far as I can tell, that's pretty much it. Is a way to log, find out the time, track stat apparently, and ignore cases, add filters, and a bunch of other stuff. Obviously, I'd recommend just sort of checking here or asking the developer, as they obviously know a lot more than I do about some of this stuff. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.